Maefa! 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 Ooh. Maefa! Yeah. Maefa! Yeah. Ooh. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? It's your boy Adam here live on Couch Sports Football, and we have Premier League action for you guys today. It is Manchester City taking on Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, two of the most prolific teams in the Premier League for the last 10, 12 years, I would say. One of the most prolific teams out there. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to you all. Manchester City against Chelsea, two teams who dropped points in their previous fixture. Manchester City with Everton. Nottingham Forest, I think it was. Yeah, Nottingham Forest with Chelsea. Chelsea could have lost that game. It wasn't for Nottingham Forest trying. If they had come out of the first half like they did the second half, they may have gone on and won that game. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Where we all from? Who do we support? Are we Manchester City fans? Are we Chelsea fans? Or are we just fans of football? We do have Premier League action coming for you guys here. Graham Potter will want to try and build something at Chelsea, but he doesn't have the time that he had at Brighton. It is a must-win game for Chelsea, and they're gonna want to move upwards. Just looking at the Sky Sports ball down that, the replay down the right side. Chelsea 2, Manchester City 4 in January 1993, long time ago. And here in 2003, Chelsea 5, Manchester City 0. Gianfranco Zola getting on the score sheet from the edge of the box. That was a beautiful ball. I think that was Hasselbank. No, it was Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. With an absolute beauty of a goal there. Reminiscing all those years ago, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Where we all from and who do we support? What do we think of this game coming up here, ladies and gentlemen? Manchester City against Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. Graham Potter trying to build something. At Chelsea, but if he wants to, he's going to have to do it at a faster pace than he did at Brighton. Just waiting for the players to come out here at the Stamford Bridge. Chelsea with some players there on the bench. Benoit Badiashile, I think is how you say his name. That's a huge contract. How the hell's he managed that one? How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? The players are coming out here on Cat Sports Football, where we have Chelsea taking on City. Let's give you the Chelsea team news with a few changes to the squad. No Mason Mount today. He is injured, so let's transfer over to the team for you guys. Kepa in goal. A defensive four of Cucurella, Aspilicueta, Thiago, and Koulibaly. Kovacic and Zakaria play the two holding midfielders. Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic, and Raheem Sterling are the attacking three, with that man Kai Havertz playing up top here for Chelsea today. No Mason Mount in the squad. He looks to have picked up an injury after that game against um, Nottingham Forest. City, on the other hand, Edison in goal. Walker, Stones, Ake, and João Cancelo are the back four. A midfield three of Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, and Ilkay Gundogan, with Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland, and Phil Foden playing up top. It's a 4-3-3 formation against a 4-2-3-1. And you're just looking at the benches. Yeah, okay, City have a lot more. Grealish, Alvarez, Akanji, Mahrez. The rest of them are Calvin Phillips, sorry. Okay, maybe, yeah, Chelsea's bench isn't as strong as it used to be. Thiago Silva's going to have a huge game today. What's he going to do today? Koulibaly's going to have to help him out today against that man, Erling Brand Haaland. The question is, who is going to come out on top? How are we doing? Erling Haaland, best in the Premier League so far, 1.4 goals in every game he's played. A big, big game coming up here on Cal Sports Football. No Reece James, no Mason Mount, no Jorginho. Aubameyang doesn't even make it onto the pitch when you don't have any other players. He could have played Kai Havertz in the role, then Aubameyang up top, but Aubameyang just doesn't get an opportunity. Here on Cal Sports Football, how we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Boys and girls, football pundits around the world. A victory today, and Man City go 5 points behind Arsenal. Chelsea, on the other hand, they will push up to, I think it's 7th. I think it's 7th. No, 8th. Is that goal difference matter? Yeah, they could go up to 7th, depending on the goals. But we'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are we doing as the players come together here on the centre circle, paying their respects to that man, Edson. I think it's for Pele. Edson Arantes do Nascimento. Yeah, it is. It is for that man, Pele. It is for that man, Pele. as they will show appreciation for what he did in the world, not just the game of football, ladies and gentlemen, but in the world. In the world. Huge player in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Absolutely huge player. 1940 to 2022. Unfortunate. But time comes for all of us. Time comes for all of us. Thiago Silva. Edison. Edison may not have been old enough to watch, but Thiago Silva definitely would have watched him. Edison will have watched the videos. He would have known about him. He would have known about him. But it's City shooting from left to right. Chelsea shooting from right to left here on Cal Sports Football. The question is, who comes out on top today? Both teams will want a victory after what happened in their previous game. But it's all about today, ladies and gentlemen. Both in their famous blue kit. Chelsea darker than City. And it's Chelsea to start the game with Kovacic. And it comes all the way back to Koulibaly here on this right side. Returns it back to Silva. Silva goes out wide towards Hakim Ziyech. First time into Kai Havertz. Tries to feed it back to Ziyech, but it's cleared away by Rodri. And it goes all the way out for a corner here. Sorry, a throwing down the right side for Chelsea. Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva and Koulibaly will have a huge amount to do today against that man Erling Brand Haaland. Sterling to Zakaria. Backwards to Koulibaly. Cucurella out to the left-hand side is Pulisic. Feeds the first time over the top towards Sterling. But Sterling just loses the ball to Stones. And Gundogan comes away with it. And it's Kevin De Bruyne who takes it on the turn. Zakaria all over him. 1-2 with Cancelo. And he hits it out for a Man City throwing Kevin De Bruyne. Backwards to Stones here on this left-hand side. No Ruben Diaz. No Laporte. So it's going to be Stones and Ake playing at the back today. Bernardo Silva returns it back to Stones. Into the middle there towards Gundogan. Bernardo Silva heads it into the path of Kevin De Bruyne. But Hakim Ziyech is there. Trying to bring it forward. Intercepted. Cucurella Conga at the end of it. Kyle Walker does. And he plays it to Bernardo Silva. And it's Stones now with a pull on the left-hand side. Into Rodri. Out to the left-hand side towards Phil Foden. Backwards to Ake, who brings the ball forward into the Chelsea half. Lays it central to Gundogan, returns it back to Ake on the left-hand side. Haaland is on the edge of the box here. Ake holds on to the ball here on the left-hand side and goes backwards to Rodri. He hits that out for something. Someone's gone down here. Raheem Sterling has gone down here off the ball. Raheem Sterling has gone down here off the ball. And it might be Aubameyang that's going to be coming on. Don't understand how Aubameyang didn't start. I think he just lands awkwardly. Yeah, I think he just lands awkwardly. He lands awkwardly. I think he's pulled his hamstring. Looks like Raheem Sterling's going to be coming off here, ladies and gentlemen. He was back up on his feet. He's going to hold on to his hamstring. 3 minutes into the game. Back up on his feet. He's had a word with the physios, and he's going to try and shrug it off here and see what he can do. He's still not come onto the pitch here. The game will carry on. Here we go with Edison. Short to Stones on this left side, bringing it forward here for Manchester City. Plays a 1-2 with Bernardo Silva on the centre circle, and it's Rodri now on the ball. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Backwards to Kyle Walker. Walker comes out wide here to João Cancelo. And it's now Stones on the ball. Raheem Sterling still hasn't come back onto the pitch. Kevin De Bruyne now with the ball. He switches it out to the left hand side towards Phil Foden, who's in behind here, across the middle towards Haaland, but Thiago Silva's there to clear it away into the path of Hakim Ziyech. Brought down there for Chelsea. Free kick here, Chelsea on the 4th minute of the game in their own half. Raheem Sterling still. Okay, it looks like he's coming off, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like he is coming off. Yeah, it looks like Aubameyang's going to be coming on now. So I think Havertz falls into the attacking role. Pulisic down the left hand, Sterling down the right, and Aubameyang goes through the middle. 4 minutes here on Cal Sports Football. Chelsea now forced into an early substitution in the first couple of minutes of the game. Looks like a pulled hamstring there by Raheem Sterling. And yeah, it looks like Aubameyang is going to be playing through the middle. Havertz just in behind. Pulisic to the left and Ziyech to the right. Here we go with João Cancelo on the ball in the Chelsea half. Out to the hand side. Kevin De Bruyne returns it back to Walker on the halfway line. First time in towards Haaland, but Koulibaly's there to clear it away. Havertz will try and battle it against Rodri, but Rodri heads it into the path of Ake. Foden on that left hand side. And Ake goes all the way back to the keeper Edison, but Aubameyang will try and charge it down. And Edison will clear it away for a Chelsea throwing on the halfway line. Taken quickly there, but Rodri's there to intercept. Bernardo Silva gets there ahead of Pulisic. Returns it back to Edison. Aubameyang's going to charge this down. He goes short to Kyle Walker down the left-hand side. City very confident with coming out of the back, but that's a mistake there by Kevin De Bruyne. And Kovacic pounces on it and feeds Havertz. But Havertz goes backwards to Zakaria, and he allows the City players to get back into position. Thiago Silva out to this left-hand side, but it's straight to the hands of Edison. First time into Bernardo Silva, who has time to turn and bring it forward. Kevin De Bruyne to his right, but nearly went on his own. He goes into Kevin De Bruyne on the halfway line. Returns it to Rodri on the centre circle. Rodri turns out to that left-hand side towards Ake. Ake plays a 1-2 with Rodri. Out to Foden on that left-hand side. The gloves are on here today. The gloves are on here today for Phil Foden. It's funny how the only English player on the pitch... Is there another English player? Walker. Thiago Silva without gloves. But Chelsea managed to win the ball back, and Zakaria finds Azpilicueta, who feeds the ball down the line to Havertz, battling out with Stones. Backwards to Azpilicueta. Falls to Nathan Ake, and it goes back to Stones. Here we go with Rodri on the ball here. 1-2 with Bernardo Silva, has time to turn, and he gets away from Kovacic, and Kevin De Bruyne feeds João Cancelo down the right side. 1-on-1 against Cucurella. Kevin De Bruyne makes overlapping run. He holds on to it, returns it back to Kevin De Bruyne, but Cucurella is there. And he hits it out for a throwing. And has it gone Chelsea's way? I think it has. Chelsea restart the game here. Cucurella now to take the throwing. Into Kovacic. Rodri finds Ake down that left-hand side. Ake holding the ball up here. Backwards to Rodri. Rodri has time to turn. Switches it out to this hand side towards João Cancelo, who holds the ball up here. Plays it into Bernardo Silva. Returns it back to him. Into the middle finds Kyle Walker. Out to this hand side is Cancelo. Cancelo being handled by Cucurella. Goes backwards 2 Stones on the halfway line. 8 minutes into the game. City just moving the ball about. Chelsea are happy with it. They don't look under pressure. The ball put over the top and is cleared away, and Koulibaly finds Zakaria. Pulisic out to Kovacic, who gets away from Kevin De Bruyne and gives himself some space. Out to the left-hand side, it is Zakaria. Pulisic makes overlapping run. Out to the left-hand side is Cucurella. Bernardo Silva tries to come over to defend. And it's a ball point to the box there by Cucurella, and it hit the side netting. I don't think the keeper knew, or Cucurella for that matter, knew where he was going. 9 minutes into the game. Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil here on Couch Sports Football. Cancelo into Kevin De Bruyne. Returns it back to Kyle Walker. First time into Rodri. Being held up there by Zakaria. And it goes out to Ake on that left hand side. Ake. Out to Gundogan on the left hand side. Returns it back to Rodri. And it's Ake now in his own half. Gundogan on the halfway line. Returns it back to Stones, who switches it out to the right side towards João Cancelo, who holds the ball up here. Cucurella holds him up here, but can he get away from him? Tries to feed it in behind to Kevin De Bruyne. But Kovacic is there. And he'll come away with the ball into Cucurella. First time being harassed there by Cancelo, but Chelsea managed to come away with it. Kovacic plays a 1-2 with Havertz, and he finds Aubameyang on the halfway line, but Ake is there to intercept the ball. And Gundogan now finds Rodri on the centre circle. Kyle Walker on the halfway line. Out to the right side is Bernardo Silva. Into the middle there finds Rodri on the centre circle. Backwards. Two Stones. Stones into Bernardo Silva on the halfway line. 10 minutes into the game. Chelsea nil. Manchester City nil here on Couch Sports Football. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Football pundits around the world. Let me know where you're from. Let me know who you support. Are you Chelsea fans? Are you City fans? Are you just fans of football? Just so you know, Raheem Sterling started the game for Chelsea, but he was forced off in the first couple of minutes of the game, pulling a hamstring. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has come on here for him. Looks like he's playing down the right, to be fair. I thought he'd be playing through the middle, but he's put him down the right, and Havertz is through the middle. We'll wait to see how that plays out. Here we go with Kyle Walker out to the right side is Cancelo, who returns it back to Kyle Walker on the halfway line. Stones on the centre circle, has time to turn. And he switches out to the right side to Cancelo. Kevin De Bruyne makes a run behind. Cancelo holds the ball up here. Gets away from Cucurella. Can he get away from Koulibaly? No, he can't. And Koulibaly clears it down the line. And it goes out for a Manchester City throwing down the left-hand side. City having a lot of possession of the ball, but they're not really creating anything once it comes to the edge of the 18-yard box. They find themselves in and around that area, but they just don't have that penetrative ball to get it in behind. Erling Haaland hasn't been featured in this game yet. Rodri's pass is intercepted by Havertz, and Kovacic has it on the centre circle. And this is where Chelsea need to try and push forward faster when City are out of shape. Aubameyang plays it into Hakim Ziyech, tries to return it back to Aubameyang, but it goes off the Chelsea player, and it goes after a City throwing down the left-hand side. Nathan Ake steps over to take the throwing here. Over the top there. But it goes out for a Chelsea throwing here. Taken quickly by Azpilicueta. Kovacic gets away from Kevin De Bruyne. Returns it back to Thiago Silva. Koulibaly. 1-2 with Pulisic. Out to Cucurella. Into Pulisic, but it's intercepted there by Bernardo Silva. But he can't get away from Koulibaly. Chelsea win it back, and it's Kovacic now holding on to it. Returns it back to Koulibaly. But Bernardo Silva will try and keep it in play. Pulisic will bring the ball under control. Cucurella will stop because the referee has blown free kick here for Chelsea on this right side. Azpilicueta goes into Havertz. Backwards to Thiago Silva. Koulibaly. Over the top there towards Havertz. Azpilicueta 1-1 against Ake, but the control was a bit heavy by Azpilicueta, and it allows City to win the ball back. But Azpilicueta's out of position. But City will go backwards to Kyle Walker here on this left-hand side. Cancelo to his right, but it goes backwards to Stones. Stones into Rodri on the centre circle. And it's Kyle Walker now with the ball. Out wide to João Cancelo on the halfway line. Returns it back from where it came, Kyle Walker. And it's short to Stones on the centre circle. Bringing it forward here for Manchester City. Haaland coming short to try and get himself into the game. I don't even think Haaland's touched the ball. Stones comes out to the right side. João Cancelo. Gundogan makes a run in behind. Can he get on the end of it? Yes, he can. He gets himself across the box. But Kepa gathers it in his hands. And Chelsea Restart the game here on the 14th minute. Chelsea nil. Manchester City nil here on Couch Sports Football. How are we all doing? Foden there. Can't bring the ball under control. Hakim Ziyech takes it off him. Zakaria into Havertz. And goes backwards to Zakaria on the try side. Plays it into Havertz on the halfway line. Out wide to Azpilicueta. Returns it back to Zakaria. Kovacic first time into Havertz. Havertz has time to turn. Tries to feed in behind the Aubameyang. Can he get the head of Stones? Yes, he can. 1-on-1 himself on the edge of the box. Tries to put a cross in, but it comes off Stones. And it's Hakim Ziyech on the ball. Zakaria. Back to Azpilicueta. Out wide to Ziyech. Plays a return pass to Azpilicueta, who finds himself ahead of Foden. Puts the ball in the box, but there's no one there for Chelsea, and it's cleared away by Cancelo. But Kovacic will keep it alive here on this left-hand side. Koulibaly. Thiago Silva on the centre circle. Sees a run over the top there towards Azpilicueta. Can he keep it on? Yes, he can. And he feeds it into Hakim Ziyech, who brings the ball under control. Azpilicueta. An offside flag is given. Manchester City restart the game here. 15 minutes played. Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil. Here on Cal Sports Football. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Cucurella wins the ball back here on the left side. Feeds it across the middle to Havertz. Tries to return the pass to Pulisic. But Stones is there. What a challenge by Stones. Forces the corner down the left-hand side. Pulisic stays down here. What a challenge that was by Stones. Walker and Cancelo give the ball away. What a challenge by Stones. Corner here down the left-hand side for Chelsea. On this right-hand side. Hakim Ziyech steps over to take the corner here on the left-hand side. Can they get an early goal in this game and give themselves something to build from? Ball whipped in near post. Kevin De Bruyne with the clearance. Kovacic will keep it alive here. Returns it back from where it came. Ziyech puts the ball into the box. Edison will leave it. Koulibaly jumps up for it. Did it come off? Did it come off the hand? Pulisic's gone down again here. Did it come off the hand? No. Pulisic stayed down here. Christian Pulisic there. Getting some treatment. Is there anyone on the Chelsea bench that they can bring on? Raheem Sterling gone down. Pulisic gone down here. Let's see. It's from this challenge. I think his foot just stays in place. Yeah, his foot just stays there. Oh no, I think Pulisic is done. I think Pulisic is done. He is not happy. He is not happy. He is on the floor here. Fofana and Benoit there on the bench. Sorry, in the stands. David Fofana joined Chelsea from Molde on New Year's Day. Pulisic is back up on his feet. Trying to run it off here. Down that left-hand side, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Stones into Bernardo Silva, switches out to the right side towards Cancelo. Kevin De Bruyne makes a run behind. Cancelo puts the ball deep into the box. But it's over Foden's head. And it goes out for a Chelsea throwing deep in their own half. Christian Pulisic, he is struggling here. Oh no, he's coming off. He's coming off. He is fuming. He is fuming. You can see the tears in his eyes. Who's going to come on here? No Mason Mount. Raheem Sterling has already come off injured. Christian Pulisic might be coming off injured here. Who have Chelsea got? Chukwuemeka. Jorginho, and maybe play Zakaria further forward. Gallagher playing further forward. I don't know what they're going to do. Here we go with Cancelo on the ball. Feeds it into Kevin De Bruyne, but it's intercepted there by Kovacic. Plays a 1-2 with Havertz. Kovacic holds onto the ball here. And he goes backwards to Kepa. Koulibaly. Out wide to Cucurella. Into Kovacic, who has time to turn. Havertz. Chelsea do well to get away from the Manchester City press. Zakaria. Out wide to Azpilicueta on the halfway line. Feeds it into Ziyech. Koulibaly on the halfway line. Pulisic's not back on the pitch, is he? Kovacic into Havertz, who has time to turn out to that right side towards Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech 1-on-1 against Ake here. Foden is tracking back, goes back to Zakaria, lays into Kovacic, who has time to turn into Havertz. Looks like Chelsea are playing a bit too much here. Manchester City managed to win the ball back. Long ball over the top there towards Kevin De Bruyne. Bring the ball forward here down the right side. Cucurella tracking back. Kevin De Bruyne's ball is not accurate. Not something you expect from Kevin De Bruyne. And Zakaria will come away with the ball. Cucurella back to Koulibaly here on the right side. Comes off Haaland, who gets a touch on the ball now. And he gets away from Cucurella. Lays into the path of Kevin De Bruyne. Into Haaland. Tries to feed it into Gundogan, but it's intercepted. City win the ball back with Cancelo. Down the right side with Bernardo Silva. Into Gundogan. Tries to feed it out wide to Kevin De Bruyne, who does get there ahead of Cucurella. Into Cancelo down the right side. 1-on-1 against the defender. Goes on the outside. Floats the ball into the box, but it's straight into the hands of Kepa. And he will. Looks like Chukwuemeka is going to be coming on here for Chelsea. Koulibaly going to get his shoelaces changed. Chukwuemeka coming on here for Christian Pulisic in a big game. Now he is one for the future, the young lad. Chukwuemeka, what's his full name? Carney. "22 minutes played, Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil." And I'll be honest with you guys, neither team really have done anything. Kepa to restart the game for Chelsea here on the right side. Koulibaly plays a 1-2 with Cucurella. And he'll just clear it down the line. Aubameyang tries to get there ahead of the defender, but he cleared away. Falls to Cucurella. Plays a 1-2 with Kovacic. Returns it back to Koulibaly, and he goes out to that right side towards Azpilicueta, who brings the ball under control. Ziyech can't get away from Ake. Lays it into the path of Gundogan. Gundogan has space to bring the ball forward here. Kovacic is tracking back. So is Ziyech. Haaland feeds Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne has not been in this game today. He has not been in this game. His passing has been all over the show. Havertz manages getting behind here on the right side. Gets away from Rodri. Lays it into the path of Chukwuemeka. Is blocked. It comes out to Ziyech. Puts it across the middle. Ederson with the diving save. Rodri hits it high up into the air. Cucurella can't get there. It falls to Kovacic now on the centre circle. Thiago Silva down that right side. Play goes backwards to Koulibaly on the halfway line plays it into Chukwuemeka, returns it back to out to Cucurella down the left hand side, returns it back to Koulibaly on the halfway line. Chelsea forced into a double substitution in the first 24 minutes of the game. Raheem Sterling and Christian Pulisic coming off Thiago Silva. Plays a 1-2 with Ziyech. Aubameyang and Chukwuemeka come on for Sterling and Pulisic. Kepa now the ball on the shy side. Plays it to Kovacic, but his pass is intercepted there by Foden. But Thiago Silva manages to win it back and it falls to Zakaria. Wide to Azpilicueta, who holds the ball up here. Squares it into Kovacic. First time into Havertz. Havertz goes backwards to Koulibaly. Koulibaly out to Cucurella. Down the side side. Cancelo's trying to apply the pressure. Manages to find a pass into Chukwuemeka, who brings the ball forward here into the City half. Cucurella can't keep it on. It goes out for a Chelsea throwing. Plays a 1-2 with Cucurella. City managed to clear it away, but only into the path of Kovacic. Zakaria goes backwards to Koulibaly. And it's now Thiago Silva on the ball. Plays it into Aubameyang. Out wide to Azpilicueta on the halfway line. Into Ziyech. Ziyech holds onto the ball here. Lays it into Zakaria on the halfway line. Into Aubameyang. Returns it back to Havertz. Havertz has time to look forward. Out to Cucurella. First time into Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka turns away from the defenders. Is he going to go for a shot? First time into Havertz. Back to Zakaria. Holding onto the ball out wide here to Azpilicueta. Chelsea need to create something here. Zakaria urged to shoot by the fans, but nothing. It's like a half-assed attempt. And it's cleared away and it makes its way all the way back to Kepa. Koulibaly into Kovacic. Loses the ball there to Cancelo. Bernardo Silva brought down by Kovacic. Game carries on here with Cucurella. Kovacic into Zakaria, who spins away from Kevin De Bruyne. Chukwuemeka to his left. But it goes out wide to Thiago Silva. And Chelsea are finding themselves in between the lines here. In between the lines of attack and defense for City. But just one short pass. One short pass. One overhit cross. Thinking too much when they get the ball on the edge of the box. Need to be a bit more clinical and more decisive. Azpilicueta now with the ball, bringing it forward. Ziyech to his right and he holds on to it. Returns it back to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta into the box, but it's cleared away by Rodri. And it goes out for a corner down the right side for Chelsea. And the Chelsea fans will be happy with what they've seen from Chelsea in terms of a build-up performance today. And the defensive one, Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne and Foden haven't done anything today. But they need to create something. They can't just have build-up and not amount to anything. Here we go with a corner. Near post headed away by Rodri. Hakim Ziyech gets there ahead of Kevin De Bruyne on the right side. Can't get away from Rodri. But he manages to win the ball back and he gets a free kick for his troubles. Hakim Ziyech brought down the right side. Here's another opportunity for Chelsea to create something here. Can Chelsea create something here on the 28th minute? They have a free kick down the right side. Hakim Ziyech steps over to take it here. He's got 6 to aim for in the box. Kovacic and Azpilicueta stay outside. Ball point near post, but Haaland is there to clear it away. Azpilicueta will try and keep it alive. Kyle Walker will just clear it away. High up into the air. Bernardo Silva can't get there ahead of Kovacic, and Koulibaly will bring the ball under control, but Cancelo wins the ball back and he wins a free kick here on this left-hand side for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva. Ake. Haaland, Rodri, out to Ake on the halfway line. Feeds it into Foden. Goes backwards to Rodri. And it's now Stones on the left-hand side. Out wide to Kyle Walker. Walker holds on to it into Kevin De Bruyne. Returns it back to Stones here. Into Rodri on the centre circle. Bringing it forward into Bernardo Silva. Holds on to the ball here. Brings it into the Chelsea half. Looking for some movement ahead of him. But there's nothing there for City. Squares it into Rodri, who floats it out to the right side towards Cancelo. Kevin De Bruyne makes a run behind, but it goes backwards to Kyle Walker. And it's now Stones on the centre circle. Stones bringing it forward, ladies and gentlemen. 30th minute into the game. Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil here on Cow Sports Football. Neither team really creating anything, but the talking points so far in this half. Raheem Sterling and Christian Pulisic forced off in the first 25 minutes due to injury. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang comes on and Carney Chukwuemeka. So Chelsea are forced into a double substitution in the first 25 minutes of the game. Hi Adam, what have I missed? You've not missed much, I'll be honest with you. Neither team really creating anything. Chelsea have had a few build-up plays, but it's not amounted to a chance. City have moved the ball about, but not got anything in behind. Kyle Walker out to the right side towards João Cancelo, lays it into Rodri in the middle. Rodri finds Bernardo Silva, out to Ake down that left-hand side. Gundogan is free here. Azpilicueta comes over to cover. Gundogan holds the ball up and goes backwards to Ake. So yeah, Raheem Sterling and Christian Pulisic have come off injured in this game. Cancelo now tries to go around the outside of Cucurella, puts the ball into the box, but Kepa gathers it in his hand. And Chelsea restart the game. The crazy thing is these guys play against each other again on Sunday in the FA Cup. You're right. You are right. What a game we're going to have here. City restart the game here with Stones into Kyle Walker down the left-hand side. How are you doing, Digster? What are your predictions for this game? Let me know in the chat. Walker on the halfway line. Rodri makes his way back to Walker. Stones. Back to Ake. Into Bernardo Silva. Returns it back to Stones on the centre circle. Bringing the ball forward here for City. Out to this right-hand side is Walker. Walker into Kevin De Bruyne, who finds a pass to Bernardo Silva on the centre circle. Out to Ake on the left-hand side. First time into Gundogan, who has time to turn. Aubameyang trying to track back. Finds Kevin De Bruyne, who tries to head it into the path of Haaland, but he can't get there. And Bernardo Silva gets onto the end of it. Sorry, Gundogan, who comes onto the end of it, hits it out for a goal kick here on the right side. I said 3-1 to City. 3-1 to City, wow. Well, I'll be honest with you, Kevin De Bruyne hasn't done anything today. He hasn't got his passing boots on. I heard that, Sue. I'll have to show you what my brother sent me. Here we go with Zakaria on the ball on the right side, but Rodri's tracking back. City need to step up to be able to take on Arsenal in the title race. I'll be honest with you, I still can't see Arsenal dropping points unless now it's a weakness that I spotted in the game against Newcastle. Do they have the mental capacity to win the Premier League? Do they have the mental capacity, the ability to drown out the emotions of the game, drown out the decisions that don't go their way, to stop the emotion getting to them? Mikel Arteta, yes, we know he likes to run up and down the sidelines, frantically waving his hands. But when his emotions spill onto the pitch and his players start becoming emotional, Zinchenko, Xhaka, Partey, then it doesn't work in your favor. Yes, um, managers can be all frantic and whatnot, but the players need to be able to keep their cool. Tries to go out to that right side towards Ziyech, but it's cleared away, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world. It's Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil here, 35 minutes into the game. Nothing really to talk about in terms of creation. No chances really for either team. Kevin De Bruyne hasn't got his passing boots on today. We all know that. Chelsea forced into two substitutions, one in the 4th minute, Raheem Sterling pulling his hamstring, and one in the 24th minute, Christian Pulisic. Looks to be a knee injury if I'm correct. I mean, I saw that, but it definitely wasn't a handball. It was completely natural. It was a genuine effort to block the shot. If it was his other arm, then I'd give the penalty. But because it was the arm that was down by his side, there's not much you can do. Cancelo manages to find the pass away from Cucurella, but Kovacic is tracking back. And Chelsea will be confident with the way they're going. They will grow into this game. They will get more confident as the game goes on. 36 minutes into the game, 0-0. And Erling Haaland hasn't even had a chance yet. Koulibaly feeds it into Zakaria, who tries to flick it on, but there's no one there for Chelsea, and Ilkay Gundogan picks the ball up here. I did do that homework, by the way. Legend. Digs the games. How quick did it take for you to do the homework? Bernardo Silva returns it back to Stones here on the centre circle. Stones bringing the ball forward here for Chelsea in the Chelsea half. Sorry, for City in the Chelsea half. Chelsea are very compact when City have the ball. You can see a flat 4-3-3 when City have the ball. Kyle Walker, half an hour. Stones into Roger on the centre circle. First time into Gundogan, who has time to hurt. Haaland makes a running behind. He gets there ahead of Koulibaly, but his shot is just over the bar, and it goes out for a goal kick. Out of nowhere, Chelsea create an opportunity. Ilkay Gundogan feeds it into Haaland. I think he goes to hit it with his left foot there, but he hits it over the bar. First shot of the game was due today. Wow. Rebel. Rebel. Kepa to restart the game here. Just over 5 minutes and a 45 to go plus any time. Chelsea nil, Newcastle. Chelsea nil, City nil. Cucurella with the header away. Zakaria brings the ball under control. Aspilicueta comes out wide too. Hakim Ziyech on this right side. Feeds the ball over the top to Havertz, who tries to head it on, but Chukwuemeka can't get there. And it goes all the way back to the keeper, Edison, on the left-hand side. Edison goes short to Rodri here. Rodri bringing the ball forward. It was a media homework research task on a computer game. I did Deathloop. Stones into Rodri. Rodri out to the side to Kyle Walker. Kevin De Bruyne makes a run behind, but it's just overhit. And it goes out for a goal kick. We love those kind of homeworks, don't we? The easy ones. They're not even homeworks, are they? You can just chat shit in homeworks like that. Chelsea to restart the game. Azpilicueta tries to feed the ball down the line towards Aubameyang, but it's intercepted there by Ake. Makes its way to Haaland, but Haaland loses the ball to Azpilicueta. Falls to Bernardo Silva, feeds it into Kevin De Bruyne, who turns out to Cancelo down the right side, who can't get away from Cucurella. Tries to win the ball back, but a free kick is given Chelsea's way, and it's Chelsea who will restart the game here on the Shine side. Playing some PC games right now. What are you playing right now, Digster? We have Friday night football this week. This week, Manchester United taking on Everton. I won't be streaming on Saturday, but I'll be back on Sunday. Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. What the hell is that? What the hell is that when you... Kyle Walker there, can't get the head of Chukwuemeka. Back goes to Cucurella. Feeds it into Havertz. Havertz holds onto the ball here. Gets away from City players. Kovacic loses the ball to Kevin De Bruyne, but he can't keep it in play. And it goes out for Chelsea, throwing down the left-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Football pundits around the world. Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil. Here on Couch Sports Football. Are you Chelsea fans? Are you City fans? Or are you just fans of football? Let me know in the chat. Don't be afraid to say hello. This is a platform for all football fans around the world to come together and talk football. Doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you support. If you watch the game that is football, the international sport of this planet Earth, ladies and gentlemen, this is the platform for you to say hello. Let's talk some football. Ake to take the throwing here for Chelsea, but it's intercepted there by Chukwuemeka. Havertz finds Chukwuemeka down the right side, tries to feed it in behind to Aubameyang, but Kyle Walker gets there. City managed to win the ball back, and it's Kevin De Bruyne now with the ball. Intercepted there by Zakaria. Feeds it into Cucurella. Cucurella holds the ball up out to Havertz down the left-hand side. The Chelsea fans urge to shoot, but Chelsea not shooting here. Zakaria now on the ball, back to Kovacic. Out wide to Thiago Silva. Holds the ball up here into Hakim Ziyech. 1-on-1 against Foden. Cuts it in on his left foot. Whips the ball into the box, but Edison gathers it in his hands. Love it, not gonna lie. Is it the one where you can create scenarios? So it's like 100 Thiago Silvas versus 10 Pep Guardiolas. Okay, I think I know what you're on about. I think I've seen a few TikTok videos about that. Here we go with Ake on the ball here on this left-hand side. Feeds it into Stones. Stones into Gundogan, first time into Bernardo Silva. Out to that left-hand side towards Foden. Can't keep the ball under control. Azpilicueta's there to clear it away. And it falls to Chukwuemeka on the centre circle. Tries to feed it into Kovacic, but it's intercepted there. Claims for a handball. The game doesn't carry on. Out to the side side is Rodri. Rodri sees Foden make the run off the ball. Can he keep it in play? Down that left-hand side. No, he can't. The goal kick is given. Just under 3 minutes of the 45 to go, plus added time here on Car Sports Football. Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea restart the game with Kepa. Long ball over the top. Aubameyang can't get there. Havertz does. He feeds Aubameyang. Aubameyang holds the ball up here into Zakaria, who has time to turn to Havertz. Havertz on the centre circle. And to Chukwuemeka on this left side. 1-on-1 against Kyle Walker. Cuts in on his right foot. His shot hits the post. And that's the closest we've come to a goal today. Chukwuemeka finds himself on the edge of the box. And City come away with it here with Kevin De Bruyne. To Zakaria, can't get the ball off him. De Bruyne loses the ball there to Koulibaly. But Gundogan wins the ball back. Kevin De Bruyne takes a shot from distance. But it's straight into the path of the keeper. Oh my God, I don't have any games. I don't feel like any of them. Wow. I'll tell you what's a therapeutic game. Jet Wash Simulator. That is a therapeutic game. 44 minutes played, Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil. Chukwuemeka coming the closest here. Simon there thinks Chelsea are going to win this game. Simon, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. You think Chelsea are going to win this game? Who do you think is going to score? Because Chukwuemeka's just come close. He's hit the post. Ake now the ball here for City, out to Foden, first time into De Bruyne, returns it back to Foden, into Bernardo Silva, Bernardo Silva bringing the ball forward, into Gundogan, into Foden, Foden out to the right side towards Gundogan, is behind him, it falls to Cancelo, one-on-one against Cucurella, cuts in on his right foot, drills it across the 6-yard box and Kepa's clearing it away, it falls to Kyle Walker, Rodri, out to the right side, Cancelo, one-on-one against Cucurella, Gundogan returns it back to him. Cancelo into Gundogan, puts the ball into the box, but it's cleared away. And Havertz will come away with it. Cucurella tries to feed it back to Havertz. He gets the head of Kyle Walker. Returns it back to Cucurella. In towards Zakaria, but it's intercepted by Gundogan. Out wide to Cancelo. Cancelo into Bernardo Silva, who can't get the head of Havertz. And Chelsea now come away with it here with Kovacic, who feeds Havertz and tries to return the back to Kovacic, but it's intercepted by Kyle Walker. Gundogan into Kevin De Bruyne. On the edge of the box here, on the center side, takes a shot from distance. And it's ricocheting about. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. 2 minutes of added time to play here, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil. And as the game goes on, both teams getting closer. Chelsea have been the closest. Chukwuemeka coming on for Christian Pulisic on the 24th minute. Hits the post. No matter, they're going to win. Also, it doesn't matter who's going to score, they're going to win. Ooh, Simon there coming up with the big guns. Chelsea restart the game with Kepa. Long ball over the top. Havertz tries to flick it up, but it falls to Kyle Walker, who'll just clear it down the line. Into Kevin De Bruyne, first time into Cancelo. Koulibaly comes over to cover. Cancelo tries to put the ball into the box. But it's a wasted effort, and Kepa will gather it in his hands. Cancelo struggled, you know. He didn't feature at the World Cup for Portugal. Roa Evan, how are you doing, my brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. Hope your 2023 is off to a great start. You too. Liverpool are a disgrace. I'm so disappointed with my home team. I don't know what's wrong with them. I do not know what is wrong with them. I'll be honest with you. Where can you start with that? Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has blown for half time here on Couch Sports Football. I am just going to take a quick break, so I'll see you for the second half. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Getting stronger. Looks like Chelsea City are coming out here for the second half, but City are making a double substitution at half time. Very interesting. So João Cancelo comes off for Akanji. And Rico Lewis comes off for Kyle Walker. Wait a second. Did I just miss that completely? So yeah, Cancelo and Walker come off here for Rico Lewis and Akanji. Wow. Chelsea shooting from left to right. City shooting from right to left here on Cal Sports Football. Can Akanji and Rico Lewis inspire this City side? Rico Lewis on the halfway line goes short to Rodri on the centre circle, who turns out wide to Stones. Stones on the halfway line, bringing it forward into the Chelsea half. Returns it back to Akanji. Akanji goes into Rodri. Rodri first time into Lewis and goes backwards to Akanji. Rodri. Rico Lewis bringing the ball forward here for City. Goes backwards to Rodri on the centre circle, bringing the ball forward. He goes out to the left side. Nathan Ake into Foden. Foden holds the ball up, comes backwards to Rodri. Rodri goes short to Rico Lewis. And it's Akanji now on the centre circle. Into Lewis. First time holding onto the ball here. Gets away from Chukwuemeka out to Ake down the left side. Gundogan returns the pass to Ake. Tries to get the head of Aspilicueta. He'll just clear it down the line. Did the second half just kick off? Yes, it has. Literally just a minute ago. Chelsea nil, City nil. City have made a double substitution at half-time. Akanji and Rico Lewis coming on for Kyle Walker and Cancelo. Bernardo Silva finds himself in the box on the right side, feeds it to Roger on the edge of the box, returns it back to Bernardo Silva. Rico Lewis goes out to Kevin De Bruyne and he returns it all the way back to John Stones, who's bringing the ball forward. Holding on to it, goes backwards to Akanji on the centre circle. Returns it back to Rodri. Stones out to Kevin De Bruyne down the right side. We've had a very quiet game so far. Bernardo Silva tries to cut in the inside of Cucurella. Holds onto it into Kevin De Bruyne, who miscontrols it. And Cucurella now comes away with the ball. Chukwuemeka loses the ball, high up the pitch. City try and capitalise. And it falls to Gundogan. First time into Kevin De Bruyne, but it's intercepted there by Cucurella. And Aubameyang now has it into Zakaria, but Haaland is there to intercept, and his shot, he claims is blocked. Did he get the corner? Let's see. Have you ever thought of putting a live time on screen? You know what? Before I used to have this, there used to be this media thing that I could get, and I think I put it like on this side. I used to put it on here, and it had like a little graphic that showed you where the game, the times of the game, and just let you know where the ball was and where it was moving around. It was delayed, so like you'd see it probably about 10 seconds after what was going on the TV. So you'd be able to follow where the ball was on the pitch, and that had the time on it. I'll have to see if I can find one, a 90-minute timer for football, um, just to see if I can, just so that for you guys. I'll have a look at it. Haaland finds Kevin De Bruyne out wide here to Bernardo Silva. Floats the ball into the box. But Thiago Silva heads it away and it goes out for a throwing. And it's now Rico Lewis on the ball. Goes short to Rodri. Rodri on the centre circle. Bringing the ball forward. Out to the left-hand side. It's Phil Foden, who's had a quiet game and not really much to talk about going forward for Chelsea. Foden, Haaland, um, Kevin De Bruyne, not really done anything. Kevin De Bruyne comes out wide here to Rico Lewis, who holds the ball up. Backwards to Bernardo Silva. Left foot into the box towards Gundogan. But it's straight into the hands of Kepa. He tries to feed Ziyech, but Ake intercepts the ball high on the pitch. Foden now has the ball here on the left-hand side. 1-on-1 against Azpilicueta. Tries to go around the outside, and Azpilicueta gets away from him. Puts the ball into the box, and it comes off the defender, and it goes out for a corner. You can just like do a source of one of the websites where you follow the game and crop to where it shows the minutes. That is something that I can do, but I do feel like my display needs a change. It needs setting up. Something needs changing. I've not figured it out. Here we go, the free kick down this left-hand side for Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden step over it on the 50th minute here. Chelsea nil, Manchester City nil. Can Kepa stop this from going in? Well, he needs to go past the first man because Azpilicueta's there near post and clears it away. Cal Sports revamp. Flux Temper there in the chat. How are you doing, Flux? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Kevin De Bruyne floats in towards the back post, headed onto the crossbar by Ake. Bernardo Silva tries to keep it alive, and it goes out for a corner down that right side. I'll be honest with you, what I'm thinking of doing is Kevin De Bruyne out to that right side to Bernardo Silva, holds the ball up into Rico Lewis. He goes short to Gundogan on his left-hand side. He cuts in on his right foot, switches it out wide to Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne right foot into the box, deep. But it's over here and it goes out for a goal kick. What I'm planning on doing is have it so like with a green screen and everything behind me. I need to invest in one of those. So a green screen behind me, have it so that you have like the football pitch, that like how you see it there, but instead of the players' names, actually have their faces there as well, but full side, so you can see it, the full pitch. Paint the wall green. That works. Now I'll get a green screen. I'll get a green screen. I'm not invested in since my PC. Oh, here we go. Kevin De Bruyne, who picks the ball up on the edge of the box, takes a shot, and Kepa parries it into the path of Thiago Silva, who just clears it out for Chukwuemeka down the left-hand side. Chelsea are just living on the edge here. Zakaria back to Cucurella. Chelsea causing a few errors. City just turning it up a notch here. Turning it up a notch. And Kanji goes short to Gundogan. Gundogan has time to turn to bring the ball forward. Gets away from Ziyech. He's brought down, but the game carries on with Aubameyang. Here we go with Zakaria. Azpilicueta makes overlapping run down the right side. He holds on to it into Ziyech. Ziyech on the halfway line. Out to Zakaria. Ziyech makes overlapping run. Can Zakaria find him? He gets away from Ake. Out to the right side is Ziyech. Ziyech 1-on-1 against Akanji, but he does great, Akanji. And he intercepts it beautifully and feeds it into Foden, who's brought down, and it goes out for, or the referee pulls it back for a free kick here. But yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing is have it so you see both the teams on either side, have me sat in the middle with the badges, like a 3D emblem, not just the way they are there, have the emblem there. So it'll be like in the bottom bit, just here. So I won't have a circle cutout. I'll just have my cutout, and then have the emblems down this the middle with the score, and then like it'll have a timer just underneath the score as the ball's pointing over the top to Kevin De Bruyne. Foden is in the back post if you can find him. Ball pointing over the top towards Foden, but it's over everyone. Gundogan will try and keep it in play here on the left-hand side. Goes backwards to Nathan Ake, who goes on the outside of Aubameyang. Tries to hold on to the ball here into Phil Foden. Foden goes backwards to Rodri. 1-2 with Gundogan. And it goes all the way back to Akanji. First time out wide to Bernardo Silva. 1-on-1 against Cucurella. Can't get away from him. Stones inside Akanji on the centre circle. Into Rodri. Bernardo Silva holds onto the ball here on that right side, goes backwards to Rico Lewis, into Bernardo Silva, out wide to Rodri. Rodri returns it back to Bernardo Silva. See, this is what I mean. Chelsea City move the ball around and they get themselves around the 18-yard box, but then they just keep going backwards. There's no one making that penetrating pass through the middle as Rico Lewis loses the ball to Chukwuemeka, but City managed to win it back, but it only falls to Kovacic on the center circle. Zakaria has time to turn out wide to Azpilicueta, who holds onto the ball back to Zakaria into Thiago Silva. First time into Kovacic. Kovacic has time to turn out to the right side. It's Havertz who's coming deep. He's got Ziyech to his right, Zakaria to his left. Aubameyang on the edge of the box. Havertz out to the right side. It's Ziyech. Ziyech puts the ball across the middle. Zakaria can't get there. Kanji does, and it goes out for a goal. For a corner down the right side. 55th minute on the clock. Chelsea nil. Manchester City nil here on Cal Sports Football, and Chelsea have a corner here down the right side. Can they create something here? Hakim Ziyech should take the corner. Whipped in towards the near post, but no one gets there. It comes out to Chukwuemeka on the left-hand side. One-on-one against Bernardo Silva. A couple of step overs. Shimmies on his right foot. Ball point to a very dangerous position. Havertz takes the ball under control. Thiago Silva with the shot. It goes out for a goal kick. Claims for a corner. But it goes out for a goal kick. And maybe Havertz could have gone for goal himself. Let's have a look here. Yeah, he's not ready, Havertz. He just tries to control it, but it comes off him and it falls to Thiago Silva. Chelsea have the ball here with Hakim Ziyech down the right side. Left foot into the box towards Havertz. Havertz can't win the header. He's headed away by Stones, but Kovacic wins it. And Kanji will clear it. Haaland jumps up against Koulibaly, but Zakaria is there. And Thiago Silva comes out to the right side towards Ziyech. Tries to feed it first time into Havertz, who takes it on the turn. But offside flag has gone up. Off to watch. The apprentice will watch highlights. Take it easy. Digs the games. Chelsea nil. Manchester City nil here on Cal Sports Football. Kevin De Bruyne comes backwards to a Kanji on the centre circle. Out wide to Stones. Bernardo Silva tries to feed a ball over the top towards Haaland. Haaland does well to get away from Koulibaly, but Koulibaly snapping at his feet. He goes out for a goal, throwing on that right side for City. Riyad Mahrez is going to be coming on here for Manchester City. I feel like he needs Jack Grealish more than Riyad Mahrez, but we'll wait. Pep Guardiola is the City manager. Here we go with Rico Lewis. Backwards to Bernardo Silva. Gets away from Chukwuemeka being held up by Cucurella. Rodri comes out wide to Kevin De Bruyne. Lewis makes overlapping run. Bernardo Silva on the edge of the box. One-on-one against Koulibaly. Tries to go around the outside, but it's intercepted there. And it falls to Aubameyang. And he'll lay it into the pass to Ziyech on the left-hand side. Ake comes over to cover. Tries to return it back to Aubameyang. But Kanji goes all the way back to the keeper on the right side. Edison. Stones on the halfway line. Feeds it into the path of Rodri. Rodri on the centre circle. Out to the center side is Gundogan. Into Phil Foden. Takes it on the turn. And he comes backwards to Gundogan. First time into Ake, who's in behind the lines here. Tries to feed it onto the edge of the box to Haaland, but it's cleared away. Rico Lewis will try and keep it alive. Gundogan heads into the path of Kevin De Bruyne, but it's just behind him. And Cucurella comes away with the ball. Into a Kanji. Ake now on the ball on the left-hand side. Returns it back to Rodri on the halfway line. Rodri. Haaland 1-2. Out to that right side towards Bernardo Silva. 58 minutes played. Bernardo Silva bringing it forward, gets away from Cucurella down the right side. He cuts in on his left foot, cuts back in on his right, gets away from the defender into Kevin De Bruyne, takes it out of his feet, and he hits it wide. He hits it wide. Manchester City have had more shots in the second half than they have had in the first half. Looks like Bernardo Silva's going to be coming off here for Riyad Mahrez. And Jack Grealish. So Jack Grealish is coming on. So Foden comes off. Foden and Bernardo Silva come off. Jack Grealish and Riyad Mahrez come on here on this right hand side. I think Pep Guardiola is cold. Long kicker over the top by Kepa, headed on by Havertz, but it falls into Stones. And he returns it to Akanji on the right side. Akanji now on the ball. Goes out wide to Stones. Stones into Rico Lewis, who has time to turn and bring the ball forward into the Chelsea half. Kovacic comes over to pressure out to the left-hand side. Gundogan, who goes backwards to Ake on the halfway line. Ake bringing it forward. Rodri makes a run in between the lines. He comes out wide to Gundogan down the left-hand side. Gundogan holds the ball up into Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 against Azpilicueta here. Jack Grealish first gets himself onto the ball here. Gets around the outside. Cuts back in on his left. Gundogan to his left and he finds him. Gundogan returns it back to him. Rodri back heel to Grealish, but Grealish can't take it in his stride. And Thiago Silva's there. Ziyech will clear it down the line. Can Havertz get the head of Akanji? Ooh, and Ederson. And Ederson and Akanji nearly took each other out there. It falls to Riyad Mahrez now on that right side. Goes short to Rodri. Rodri first time into Gundogan. Haaland makes a run behind. Can he get there? Thiago Silva with the diving block. Zakaria loses the ball to Kevin De Bruyne. And Gundogan misplaces the pass. Kovacic comes away to into Aubameyang. Tries to feed it out wide, but there's no one there for Chelsea. And it goes all the way back to the keeper. Kevin De Bruyne now with the ball on his left-hand side into Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 against Azpilicueta. He holds the ball up here. Kevin De Bruyne makes overlapping run. And he finds it, puts the ball in back post. And Haaland can't get the head of Koulibaly. Ake will try and get the head of Aubameyang. Kevin De Bruyne does get there. He returns it back to Ake. And Ake holds to the ball out to the right side towards Akanji. Akanji into Rodri. Rodri into Stones. Into Rico Lewis out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Akanji now in the centre circle. Jack Grealish, who takes it on the turn. To the left side, Kevin De Bruyne returns it back to Jack Grealish. But it's great defending there by Dennis Zakaria. And it goes out for a throwing here on the left side for Manchester City. 61 minutes played. Rodri on the centre circle. Out wide to Stones. Gundogan returns it back to him on the right side. Into Riyad Mahrez. Now Riyad Mahrez has a 1-on-1 opportunity against Cucurella and he gets away with him. Gets himself onto the box. But he can't get away from Koulibaly and it's Cucurella now the ball. And Cucurella was struggling against Bernardo Silva. He's going to be hating the opportunity to battle against Riyad Mahrez. Akanji from the loose ball. Back to Ederson. He'll just clear it into the path of Rodri and Akanji now has it on the edge of his own box. Rico Lewis on the halfway line. Mahrez now on the right side. Again, 1-on-1 against Cucurella. Goes short to Rico Lewis is behind him and Gundogan's there to pick up the ball. Kevin De Bruyne on the edge of the box, out wide to Jack Grealish across the 6-yard box, and Riyad Mahrez is in behind here and he makes it 1-0. And as the world watches Erling Haaland in the middle of the box, no one is keeping an eye on Riyad Mahrez, who comes out the back post to make it 1-0 here on Cal Sports Football, and Stamford Bridge have gone utter silent here. It was coming. It was coming, ladies and gentlemen. City just turned it up a couple of notches here in the second half. In the second half, they've had more shots already than they had in the full first half. And like I said, as the whole Chelsea team were keeping an eye on Erling Haaland, no one sees Riyad Mahrez coming behind. It falls to Rico Lewis, out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Tries to feed it back to Rico Lewis, but it's behind him. Gundogan is there into Kevin De Bruyne. First time into Grealish, and Grealish puts it on the back post towards Riyad Mahrez, and he puts it into the back of the net to make it 1-0. And now we have a game on our hands. Does that look funny? No, it's not. It's just me. Koulibaly into Thiago. Out to the right side as Filaqueta. Feeds it into Ziyech. First time into Dennis Zakaria. Returns it back to Ziyech as Filaqueta. Makes it running behind, but he can't get away from Gundogan. Here we go with Haaland on the halfway line. Rodri. Who goes backwards to Stones. Returns it back to Rodri. And it's now Rico Lewis. Stones. Out to that right side to Riyad Mahrez. First time in behind to Kevin De Bruyne. Can he get the head of Kovacic? He does. The flag stays down here. Into Riyad Mahrez, the goal scorer. Kevin De Bruyne. Rodri to Akanji on the centre circle. Gundogan, first time into Stones. Backwards to Rodri. Out wide to Kevin De Bruyne. Riyad Mahrez makes overlapping run, but he feeds it in behind to Rico Lewis, but it's overhit. And it goes up for a goal to the keeper on this left-hand side. Kepa holding on to the ball in his own box here on his left-hand side. Into Koulibaly. Switches it out to Aspilicueta, who brings the ball under control here on the halfway line. Out wide to Ziyech. 1-on-1 against Ake. Returns it back to Aspilicueta. Akanji comes over to cover. Jack Grealish is tracking back. And he returns it back to Ziyech. Havertz now with the ball. Zakaria. Backwards to Koulibaly. Goes short to Cucurella. Look at that. 6 shots in the second half. We've only played 22 minutes. Thiago Silva now on the ball here, on the halfway line. Out to the right side to Aspilicueta. He goes short to Zakaria. Out wide to Ziyech, who tries to take it on in his stride, and it's just behind him. Goes out for a Chelsea throwing. Chelsea making a triple substitution here. Aubameyang? Aubameyang? Wow. For Hutchinson. Cucurella for Hall. And Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech for Gallagher. So it shows up the midfield. I'm surprised Aubameyang's come off, but then he's saying that Aubameyang hasn't played football. Wow. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. Gallagher now to take the free kick here on the right side. Gallagher now. Can he put a ball into the box? He can't. It's headed away by Rodri. Balls out to Kovacic. Kovacic into Azpilicueta out to the right side towards Gallagher. Gallagher brings the ball under control and he drives with it onto the edge of the box here. Squares it into the path of Kovacic, but it's intercepted there by Mahrez. And Edison will just clear it down the line. Lewis Hall will keep it in play here down the left hand side. Backwards to Kepa. Goes short to Thiago. Kovacic who takes it on the turn. Intercepted there by Rodri. Haaland can't get there. Zakaria does. It falls to Chukwuemeka on the halfway line. Hall makes a run off the ball down the left hand side. If he can find him, he does. 1-on-1 against the defender. He can't get away from Rodri. It falls to Chukwuemeka. Backwards to Kovacic. Into Thiago on the centre circle. Out to the right side is Hutchinson. Zakaria is square. He goes into Kovacic. Tries to return it back to Hutchinson, but Gundogan is there. And Riyad Mahrez comes back to Stones. Over the top towards Kevin De Bruyne. Into Rodri. Returns it back to Kevin De Bruyne on the centre circle. Out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Brought down there by Whole Game. Carries on here with Chukwuemeka. But the ball falls to Rico Lewis. Stones now with the ball here. Akanji. Back to Stones. 70th minute. 20 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Riyad Mahrez. Ake. In towards Gundogan, but Zakaria intercepts the ball down the right side. 1-on-1 against the defender. Squares it into the path of Hutchinson, 19-year-old. Lays it into Kovacic. Kovacic on the edge of the D here. Driving with the ball onto the edge of the box. Out wide to Havertz. Lewis hold down the left-hand side. 1-on-1 against Rico Lewis. Returns it back to Kovacic. Kovacic being held up by De Bruyne. And he goes short to Koulibaly. Out wide to Hall. Backwards to Koulibaly. Kovacic. Sees a run over the top, out to the right side towards Azpilicueta. 1-on-1 against Ake. Feeds it into Gallagher, returns it back to Azpilicueta. Hutchinson makes a run off the ball, but Kanji's just a bit too physical for him, and Hutchinson falls down, and it goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1 here on Cal Sports Football. Courtesy of that man, Riyad Mahrez. Rico Lewis on the ball. Backwards to Akanji. Out wide to Kevin De Bruyne on the halfway line. Stones. He's got Rico Lewis to his right and Riyad Mahrez. He goes into Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez on the touchline. Bringing the ball forward here. Chukwuemeka tracking back. Finds Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne into Haaland and he just dies for the ball. And he couldn't get there. Goes out for a goal kick here on this left hand side. Gundogan loses the ball to Gallagher, finds Havertz on the centre circle, switches it out to the right side towards Hutchinson. Hutchinson brings the ball under control here, bringing the ball forward. Ake comes over to cover. Hutchinson squares it into Zakaria. Zakaria out to the left hand side is Kovacic. Kovacic into Hall. Chukwuemeka, 1-on-1 against the defenders, comes backwards to Kovacic. Kovacic right foot into the box towards Hutchinson, heads it into the path of Havertz. Havertz in towards the keeper, who brings it in his hands. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. Hall now with the ball on the left hand side. Whips the ball into the box towards Hutchinson. Ake is there. He falls to Gallagher, but it's behind him. Kovacic takes the shot from distance, but it's overhit. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the Shine side. Edison to restart the game. White to Stones, who brings the ball under control. Chukwuemeka comes over to challenge. And goes out for a City throwing. Chelsea need to realize they are only a goal down here. Only a goal down here. Rico Lewis to take the throwing here. On that right hand side. Over the top towards Haaland. Dewsbury Hall can't get there. It falls to Riyad Mahrez. Chukwuemeka does well to track back, but he can't intercept it. Rico Lewis comes away with it here. Then goes out for a Chelsea throwing down that left hand side. Koulibaly. Over the top towards Hutchinson. Ake wins the header. Aspilicueta brings the ball under control. Will clear it down the line. Hutchinson can't keep it in play. It goes out for a City throwing. Grealish now to take the throwing. City to restart the game here. Grealish into Ake, returns it to Haaland. Haaland into the middle towards Gundogan, returns it towards Haaland, but it's intercepted. And Gallagher comes away from Rodri and he's brought down. And is that going to be a yellow card to Rodri? Surely that's a yellow card to Rodri. '76 minute here. Silva out to the right side towards Hutchinson, tries to feed it into Gallagher, but it's intercepted. Akanji will clear it away. Silva wins the header. Rodri heads it out wide, but Havertz is there to win the ball back. Gundogan takes it off him. Loses it again, but Havertz is there. Rodri is there, but it falls to Akanji. And he comes out wide to Stones here on the Shine side. Lewis now. Into Riyad Mahrez on the halfway line. Has time to turn. Comes backwards here to Stones. Stones now. Out to that right side towards Riyad Mahrez. Bringing the ball forward. Backwards to Stones. Kevin De Bruyne plays a 1-2 with him. Gallagher comes over to pressure. Rico Lewis down the halfway line, who has time to turn and bring the ball forward. He's got Riyad Mahrez to his right. Haaland through the middle. Gundogan to his left. He comes out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez won't go back. And it's Rodri now on the ball on the centre circle. To Ake. 77th minute. Chelsea 0. Manchester City 1. Grealish. Backwards to Ake. All the way back to Akanji. Akanji first time into Stones on the centre circle. Out to that right side towards Riyad Mahrez. The referee's going to put it back here for a free kick on Stones. That might be a yellow card here for Gallagher. Just leaving a late challenge there on Stones. City restart the game here on the 78th minute. Mahrez. Rodri. Backwards to Akanji on the halfway line. Sees someone make a run off the ball out to the right side. Riyad Mahrez, who brings the ball under control. Chukwuemeka shocking back, plays a 1-2 with Kevin De Bruyne. Mahrez loses the ball to Kovacic, but Rico Lewis is there. Manages to find a pass to Kevin De Bruyne across the 6-yard box, but Thiago Silva is there. Koulibaly with a clearance into Chukwuemeka. And Lewis Hall will come away with it, but he loses out to Rico Lewis. But Lewis Hall manages to win it back. Intercepted there, but Koulibaly just clears it out. High up into the air, Stones with the ball. He'll try and head it away from Havertz, but Gallagher nearly gets there and he'll keep it in play, will he? Yes, he does. Oh, and Stones is there with the clearance. Gallagher giving this Chelsea stadium something to shout about. Kevin De Bruyne now with the ball, loses out to Zakaria, into Hutchinson, tries to feed Kovacic, but it's intercepted, falls to Zakaria, wide to Hutchinson, Azpilicueta makes overlapping run, but Hutchinson puts the ball in back post, no one's there for Chelsea, and it goes out for a goal kick, and just with that little bit of tempo by Gallagher, it gives them something to build from. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. Manchester City just need to be careful. They don't want Stamford Bridge to become the 12th man. Edison with a long clearance high up into Haaland, who wins the header, finds Kevin De Bruyne down that right side. First time into Riyad Mahrez. Koulibaly comes over to cover. Tries to put a ball into the box first time, but Thiago Silva's there. And Kovacic will get away from Kevin De Bruyne. He'll get away from Gundogan. But it falls into the path of Rico Lewis, and the referee pulls it back here on this left-hand side for Chelsea. Koulibaly to restart the game. Short to Silva. Back to Koulibaly. Out to the left-hand side, it's Hall. Koulibaly. Back to the keeper. Silva. Into Zakaria. Who does well to get away from both Grealish and Kevin De Bruyne. Finds Havertz. Kovacic out to the left-hand side towards Hall. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. It goes out for a throwing. Zakaria does well to get away from the players, but Kovacic should do better there on the centre circle. No one there to challenge him. And he overhits the pass and it goes out for a throwing for City. Stones now to restart the game. Over the top towards Ake. Hutchinson wins the ball back out of the pitch here for Chelsea. But there's no one there to help him and he loses the ball to Grealish. And his pass to Haaland is overhit. Kovacic now. Silva. Zakaria takes it on the turn and lays it into Koulibaly. Out to Hall. Backwards to Koulibaly. And it goes into Silva. Koulibaly. Back to Silva on this left-hand side. Silva holding on to it here. Azpilicueta goes all the way back to the keeper here. Long ball over the top there into the path of Gallagher. And Kanji comes over to pressure, but Gallagher goes on the outside. He's brought down there. Claims for a free kick. I don't think anything was given. City restart the game down that right side with Rico Lewis. Flicked on by Haaland, but Koulibaly wins it. And Raji will just clear it down the line. Kevin De Bruyne will charge down Kepa. Gets away from him. What? Chelsea throwing down that left-hand side. Hall. to Kovacic. Backwards to Koulibaly. Here we go with Thiago Silva on the centre circle. Back to Koulibaly. Goes short to Kovacic. And it's Zakaria now in the centre circle. Plays it into Havertz, returns it back to Zakaria. Out to the right side towards Hutchinson. But Ake is there to win the header. It falls to Hutchinson. Gallagher makes a run off the ball. He goes short to Zakaria. Out wide to Azpilicueta. Here we go with Hutchinson. One-on-one against the defender. Lays it into the path of Zakaria. Backwards to Kovacic. 84th minute. Havertz. Back to Zakaria. Lays it into Silva. Koulibaly. Out wide to Hall on that left-hand side. Chukwuemeka back to Hall. Gets away from Mahrez. Brings the ball forward, but there's no one ahead of him. And he's forced backwards to Koulibaly. Thiago Silva on the centre circle. Returns it back to Koulibaly. Here we go with Hall on the halfway line. Into Havertz. Havertz does well to bring the ball under control, but he loses it. The referee pulls it back for a Chelsea free kick on the halfway line, ladies and gentlemen. 84th minute here on Couch Sports Football. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. Can Chelsea get an equaliser here? Looks like Calvin Phillips going to be coming on here. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1 here on Couch Sports Football. Looks like Calvin Phillips is going to be coming on here for Rodri. So Rodri comes off here and Calvin Phillips comes on. Chelsea have a free kick on the 86th minute here on Couch Sports Football. Koulibaly steps over to take it first time on top towards Havertz, but it's cleared away by Stones. Kovacic wins it. Gallagher heads it into the path of Havertz, but it's cleared away. Hutchinson can't get the head of Grealish. Ake leaves it to Edison, and Edison clears it away. Thiago Silva clears the ball down the line, and it falls into the path of Chukwuemeka, who loses it. Goes out for a City throwing. Ake on the halfway line to take the throwing. Over the top, but Hutchinson wins the header. Koulibaly heads it away. Ake on the halfway line, battling it out against Havertz. Finds Grealish. And it's over here, and it goes all the way back to Kepa. 87th minute here on Couch Sports Football. Koulibaly now the ball on the left-hand side. Feeds it into Hall. Comes back with Azpilicueta. Sorry, Kepa, who feeds the ball over the top towards Havertz. Can't find him. It falls to Ake, who goes all the way back to the keeper here on the right side. And Edison has it on the edge of his own box. He'll just clear it down the line. And Thiago Silva will just head it away. Hall. Backwards to Kepa. Thiago. Koulibaly. Kepa. Out to the left-hand side, Azpilicueta, who gets away from Grealish. Zakaria backwards to Kovacic, returns it back to him, takes it in his stride, gets away from Gundogan. Zakaria does well to hold the ball, and he switches it out to Chukwuemeka on the left-hand side, who brings the ball forward. He's got Hall ahead of him. Chukwuemeka driving with the ball on the left-hand side into Hall. Hall on his left foot returns it back to Kovacic. Kovacic now into Zakaria. Zakaria brings the ball forward into Havertz. Havertz returns it back to him. Out to Kovacic. Out to Lewis Hall on the left-hand side. One-on-one against the defender, Rico Lewis. Chukwuemeka makes an overlapping run. He gets away from Calvin Phillips. He gets away from Rico Lewis. And he puts it into the box, but it's cleared away by Jack Grealish. Chelsea win it back with Hutchinson down the right side. 1-on-1 against Ake. Goes round the outside. Puts the ball into the box. It's cleared away by Haaland of all people. And Kevin De Bruyne comes on the end of it and tries to feed it into the back of Grealish. Grealish driving with the ball. Gets away from Kovacic, who's brought that free kick. And that's going to be a yellow card for Kovacic on the halfway line. And City restart the game. 89th minute here on Car Sports Football. Chelsea 0. Manchester City 1. And Kanji now to restart the game here. Switches it out to the right side towards Riyad Mahrez. Headed away by Hall. Goes out for a City throwing. Haaland. Back to Rico Lewis. Can't keep it in play. Goes out for a Chelsea throwing. Thiago Silva now the ball on the left hand side. For Chelsea. Goes short to Kovacic. Out to the left hand side is Hall. 4 minutes of added time here. Hall bringing the ball forward here for Chelsea on the halfway line. Backwards to Koulibaly. Kovacic. Thiago Silva. Out wide to Azpilicueta. Hutchinson on the halfway line. Backwards to Azpilicueta. Thiago Silva. Goes all the way back to the keeper, Kepa. Koulibaly. Gallagher finds Chukwuemeka. Is this a last chance here for Chelsea? Chukwuemeka bringing the ball forward. Hall to his left. Who's got space? He finds himself in the box. Takes a shot. Why has he gone for glory there, Hall? Why have you gone for glory? Find someone in the box, surely. You had 3 players alongside you. Let's have a look at the replay. Chukwuemeka drives with the ball. It's 4-on-3 here, but he goes on his own. Lewis Hall. He had 5 players to aim for in the box and he goes for glory. What are you doing, young lad, Lewis Hall? What is he doing there? City restart the game here. Edison with a clearance. Goes out for a Chelsea throwing. Is there another opportunity for Chelsea in this game? Koulibaly to Kepa. Clears the ball down the line. Gundogan wins the header. Zakaria heads it on. Hutchinson can't get the header. Ake goes out for another Chelsea throwing. 2 minutes to go here. Azpilicueta to take the throwing here. Gallagher with the header into Havertz. Heads it out wide to Hutchinson. Ake with the clearance. Kovacic brings the ball back. Calvin Phillips can't get there. It falls to Chukwuemeka. Lewis Hall now with the ball on the left hand side. Into Gallagher. Gallagher picking it up deep. Can he inspire this Chelsea team? Out wide to Chukwuemeka. 1.5 minutes to go. Returns it back to Gallagher. On that left hand side. 1-on-1 against Rico Lewis. Can't get away from him. Calvin Phillips does well. It goes out for a Chelsea throwing here. Lewis Hall. Backwards to Koulibaly. Into Thiago Silva on the centre circle. Just over a minute to go. Koulibaly on the centre circle. Out to the left hand side is Lewis Hall. Backwards to Koulibaly. Need to go forward, Chelsea. Switches it out to the right hand side towards Hutchinson. Brings the ball under control. Ake all over it. Backwards to Thiago again. Said Chelsea go backwards. They need to move forward. 93rd minute. Chelsea 0. Manchester City 1. Chukwuemeka Hall makes overlapping run into Kovacic. Kovacic out to Chukwuemeka, intercepted. Riyad Mahrez comes away with it, and he's brought down there by Koulibaly. And it's going to be a free kick for City and a yellow card for Koulibaly here. City restart the game here on the 93rd minute. Kalidou Koulibaly. But John Stones over the top towards Haaland, heads it back to Riyad Mahrez into Kevin De Bruyne, and the referee blows for full time here on Couch Sports Football. It's Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1, courtesy of that man Riyad Mahrez. And maybe Graham Potter has learned something about his youngsters here today, because up until that point, City were in cruise control. But the youngsters came on: Lewis Hall, Gallagher, Hutchinson, Chukwuemeka, Zakaria, who started the game. And they kind of had a bit of young naivety about them. But with naivety comes passion and desire to at least run. And maybe it could have been something else. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you that came by. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I'll see you tomorrow for some FA Cup match. Take care, ladies and gentlemen.